Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I have a question for you. Did you know Muslims believe in Jesus? Like actually believe him? Not just as a figure in history, but as a real prophet sent by God. I used to think Islam and Christianity were so far apart, and trust me, I didn't get it either. But once I actually sat down and looked into it, I was shocked. So let's clear the air a little bit. Here's what Islam really says about Jesus. Not the TikTok version, not the stereotypes, but straight from the Quran and what Muslims, as myself, actually believe. So, yes, Muslims, we do believe in Jesus, but let's start off with this, right? Jesus, also known as Isa in Arabic, he's not just some side character. He's literally one of the greatest prophets ever, right? That's what we believe in Islam. Muslims believe he was born of the Virgin Mary. He's without a father. They believe he performed miracles, spoke as a baby, he healed the sick, and even raised the dead, right? By the permission of God, of course. Gotta have permission of God, otherwise how are you gonna do it? So there is a lot of misconceptions that Muslims hate Jesus. It's not true. Muslims don't hate Jesus. In fact, we love him. We love Jesus. Literally. It would be a sin if we didn't. Saying anything about him is a huge sin. But the big difference between Jesus and Islam and Christianity is basically son of God versus prophet. So in Islam, Jesus isn't the actual son of God. He's not divine. He is a prophet, someone sent by God to guide people back to the truth. And if you look at old, even biblical scriptures, a lot of prophets are referred to as the son of God, right? So it's kind of more in a sense of like he's not literally the son of God, but in a metaphorical sense, the son of God. But anyways, and when I say this stuff, it's not about disrespect. It's just in Islam we don't try to disrespect him. It's about keeping God alone as the only one worthy of worship. Muslims believe that associating partners with God, like calling someone divine, is called, I think it's called shirk. And it's something we're taught to avoid completely, right? The next thing, talk about crucifixion. So here's where it gets a little deeper and controversial. Alright, this is where a lot of disagreements happen. Islam teaches that Jesus was not crucified. The Quran says it only appeared that way to the people, but that God saved him. So Muslims believe Jesus wasn't killed on the cross. Oh, sorry, I'm a little tired. And he wasn't resurrected in the way that Christianity teaches. So that's where a lot of people are like, what? How dare you? Because, of course, the whole basis of Christianity is basically Jesus dying on the cross. So, and we're not trying to sit here and like say anything that you believe in is wrong. A lot of people, whenever they hear something like that, they're like, think we're completely against them at that point. And it's not the case at all. It's not. But yeah, we believe instead he was raised up by God and he is coming back near the end of times. So we do believe in the second coming of Jesus too. Which again, that was a shock to me too. Like learning all of this was a shock when I was starting to learn about it. So this is important to understand. Muslims love Jesus. We say peace be upon him every time we say his name. He's mentioned in the Quran 25 times. I also want to say I am bad at saying peace be upon him. My brain always forgets to say that to any prophet. It's Jesus, literally anytime. My brain doesn't. I don't know. It's one of the things my brain hasn't processed yet. If I say or someone else mentions a prophet's name, and then everyone says peace be upon him, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not perfect, okay? But yeah, he's mentioned in the Quran 25 times. There's even an entire chapter named after his mother, Surah Miriam, right? Which we can get into that complete other time, if you guys want. So, when people act like Muslims don't respect Jesus, it's not true. We honor him, we respect his message, and we believe he was sent by the same God that sent Moses, Noah, Abraham, and Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon them all. Got it that time. So there is more that we could dive deeper into, and if you guys want, I can create a second video about this. But basically, that's what Islam really says about Jesus. And if that surprised you, good. It definitely surprised me. It should surprise you if you didn't know it. I used to think Islam and Christianity were enemies, and that is because even though I didn't know much about Islam, it's what the world tries to portray things as, right? Never let someone portray something as something else, right? Because if you don't know anything about it, you're gonna believe it, right? So what I said in my last video, and I'm gonna say it again, don't be ignorant, and not use ignorant as an insult, just as an actual definition of not knowing, right? So don't be ignorant to what all these people are saying. I want you to actually go out, do research. If you're watching this video and you didn't know any of this, you watching this video is already one step closer to, losing that ignorance, right? So thank you for doing that. But the truth is, Christians and Muslims have way more in common than most people think, and I'm going to keep doing a couple of videos on those coming up, so stay tuned for that. But if you believe in God and you love Jesus, let's take a deeper look, but also leave a comment down below saying, I love Jesus. Leave that comment. I love Jesus. There you go. Peace be upon him. Got it again. And again, I'm not here to argue or debate. I'm just here to share what I've learned as someone who came from the outside. Alright, I was standing there with an umbrella over my head. It's raining. I was desperate to get out of the rain. And then the door opened. I walked in. I looked out the window. It wasn't raining no more. I feel like that's actually a very good analogy that I just created. I am proud of myself. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please, please, please let me know down in the comments other topics I should cover or react to. I still try to do reactions. I'm gonna try to record one after this if I have enough space on my phone. And like the video, subscribe, and just doing those things help push these videos out to people that could be looking for something like this. So you doing that isn't just helping me, it's potentially helping other people in the future. So it really means a lot to me, and I'm sure it'll mean a lot to them. So I will see you guys all later. Goodbye. Have a good night. Assalamu alaikum.